Hello. We are getting Amy on. Welcome to Trim Talks. I don't have my coffee.
Oh no, do you want to go get it? Go get your coffee. Hi, Amy.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not
Good,
liking this
thanks.
background. Huh? Hi.
Happy. I love your background.
I know. Amy made it. I feel like a nun. Like,
Another Amy made it,
oh,
right?
sorry.
Right.
Someone made it.
Right.
But I'm all out of sorts today. First of all, we're all wearing black. I feel like that's very appropriate for Halloween.
That's my go-to. Like I have worn black every day for years. Years.
It matches everything.
Yeah.
I feel so
Black
confident in it, you know?
Yeah. Black is
Yeah.
my favorite color.
It's mine too. Well, since I had girls, it's kind of little girls. Amy, I know you have twins, right? That are almost age 2, you said. So I
Yes,
have a
yes,
little
a week
girl.
2 and a week and a half.
Oh my goodness. Do you have a Halloween themed birthday party coming up?
So they're gonna be Pebbles and Bam Bam for Halloween, which is absolutely their personality, so it's perfect. And then their birthday party theme is too sweet, and so everything's gonna be pink and blue sweets.
Oh,
That's so cute.
It's gonna be so fun.
We just had Jax's second birthday. Every kid cried, but 2. I should have had everyone's time. We had a bounce house. I feel like if you have a bounce house at your birthday party, you need to have a consent form. Like we are not.
Oh yeah. We
I
had
literally was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
we had like this is how outrageous I am. Sorry. We had a 20-foot slide at Lily's first birthday, and there were like bloody faces everywhere. Now for birthdays, I don't even send out invitations. I don't, buy anything. Like it's so chill now.
Wait, what was bloody? You skipped over that pretty quickly.
Kids were like sliding down the slide and hitting each other, and all of them had like bloody faces. This is the first.
Oh my God.
Party. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jax was one that didn't cry, and actually, you saw a balloon in the background. You see that? And it goes away. Okay, sorry.
There it was.
I saw it.
And he was the only one of the ones that didn't cry. And at one point, everybody was in the front yard, and he was standing in the doorway and just looked at everybody because he was like over it. He's like shut the door in everyone's face.
Party's over.
I mean, I get it.
All right, we'll get into this. Welcome to Trim Talks, everybody. Oh my gosh, you see the balloons again.
There's your balloons.
Yeah.
For our Barbie theme Halloween party tomorrow. And my hand is crippled from blowing up so many balloons to make the balloon arch. So that's great.
Mom probs.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have Amy here with us. She is one of our trim trainers. We have Morgan is our accountability coach for Trim Light. And we just are going to be chatting today about Amy, letting you get to know her, and let's just dive in. So Amy, my first question is, when did you hear about Trim and how long did it take you to join?
Okay, so I had my twins in November of 2021, and I tried everything. I was looking at all sorts of programs. I would gain a few pounds, lose a few pounds. Nothing was working. I actually found Trim on Google just by searching women's boot camps.
Yep. I don't even do SEO stuff. That makes me very happy.
Yeah. So I think you were like page 4, but I got there because I was looking for the right thing.
I'm on there. It's fine.
And this is the right thing. So I found Trim, and I think once I looked at it and I looked at your Instagram and I looked at a couple other of your trainer Instagrams, and I just joined. I was right in. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And I went full force.
And you had Caroline, right?
I did. Yes.
She's wonderful.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Well, and I think that Caroline was one of the reasons too, you wanted to become a trim trainer. Like you were like, we had already started the trim trainer process.
Yep.
And, I remember we had a conversation and you were like, I want to do this too. So
yeah, she was wonderful. And I was like, I can totally do this. And this is what I want to do. So here I am.
Yeah.
And you're a full-time mom, obviously, and you work full-time as well, right?
Yep. So I have a corporate full-time job that can sometimes be very stressful and very demanding. And then I have my 2 children and my husband, and now I'm a trim trainer.
And Yes, you have multiple
Yeah.
jobs and you're still focusing on your health. So anybody who says
Yeah.
trim is too time consuming, don't
It-
come at me, people, but I'm just
Exactly.
gonna say,
Right. You have to make time for the things that are important to you.
yes.
Mhm.
I think also the people who are most successful with trim are the busiest people. The people
Yeah.
who don't have a ton of time to do, I hope I say this right without being canceled. They don't prioritize as much because, is that right? Like someone
Yeah.
else jump. Please
Yeah.
jump in.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying is busy people. And
They
honestly, they
they
prioritize health and
time.
wellness because they have to. It's not an option, right?
Yeah.
Like when you are
Right.
stressed out, me, I also have a full-time mother, a full-time corporate worker. When you are doing that many things, you have that many things on your list, you have to do them well. So you
Yeah.
prioritize your time. And so when you prioritize what you're eating and how you're moving your body, and you have to chunk it into little pieces at a time. When you prioritize that, you are going to be happier and healthier, and everything in your life is going to fall into place. At least
Yeah,
that's
so
my
true.
experience.
Yeah. And I think also when you're so busy, you start to realize how important time management is.
Yeah.
And, you work everything. And like I said, if it's important to you, you will make time for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that the time that you spend with your kids is going to be better. The time that you spend working at work is you're going to be more efficient whenever
Yeah.
you incorporate health and wellness. Is that your experience too, Amy?
Yeah, absolutely. And in my first 2 rounds, I lost 15 pounds with trim. And I've kept it off, and I feel better. I sleep better. I have more
Mhm.
energy for my kids. It's just, you just feel better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah.
you say to someone who is thinking that they can't do it because they are a new mom and they're too busy?
So in one of my first rounds that I was training, a friend of mine joined who had just had a baby. I mean, she had a 6-week-old at home. And she said, I don't know if I can do this. And I said, yes, you can. I said, absolutely. Trim gives you the structure and tells you exactly what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it. As long as you commit to the process, like anybody can do it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she did it. She lost 7.5 pounds in her first round.
That's
Wow.
amazing. And that's true. When it comes to the structure, like it's not just workouts and it's not just a meal plan. You can go to Pinterest to get that stuff.
Yeah.
Like they won't be as good as mine.
Of course not.
But you can get that stuff anywhere. Do you know how many freaking fitness apps there are?
Mhm. Yeah.
But I always tell people, how many times have you tried to do that? Nobody
Right.
you do it. It's an accountability thing.
Yep.
So when it comes to not only just workouts, we say, don't think about it. Like I even go to the gym. If I don't have a workout plan when I go to the gym, I am not as effective. I'm there longer and
Yep.
or I just leave. Honestly,
Yeah.
I've done that before. I mean, I'm a trainer and sometimes I go into a gym and I'm like, and I just turn around and walk out.
Yep. Yeah.
So I
Who's
like
been
to
there?
have a plan. So this is not just like, hey, you need to be doing these many workouts. Pick which ones you want. It's like, hey, these are your goals today. This is your workout. This is what you're doing. Do it.
And we talk
And-
about decision fatigue all the time. I am trying to as a mom, and I'm sure as a mom of twins, Amy, your decision fatigue is at its highest. And I need to make 0 decisions in a day because I'm already making 2
Exactly.
million. And
Yeah.
this
Exactly.
trim
Yeah.
helps you make less decisions. Just do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Val, you mentioned the accountability. And I think that's a huge thing too, that you don't get with other programs. I needed someone to say, hey, you're doing this wrong. You need to do it this way.
Yep.
You don't have to, just be keto all the time. You need to do this cycling. And I had no idea.
Yeah.
Mhm. And Amy, you
where
didn't, or
Right.
whoever you are, you didn't log today, right? Like, why didn't you log
Right.
today? Where are you at today? Like,
Yeah.
tell me
Right.
the obstacles that were in your way and why you didn't log today.
Yeah.
Well, and it's some really fun stuff that's coming down the pipeline with trim is we are submitting to the app soon, the app store. And with that, this whole background thing is really freaking me out. Sorry. I'm like,
You're glitchy.
I know. I'm like, how do I get rid of it? So I'm trying not to move. It's like, okay. Anyway, once we're in there, we're talking about like, where do we want to see push notifications? Where do people want to get reminded of things? And one thing that I know, and I've like asked a couple clients is and my husband too, doing Trim for Men. He's like, I have everything in there, but I just forget. So we're going to have a thing where it's like at 9:00, everyone just saying, don't forget to submit your nutrition tonight. If you already did, disregard it. It's going to be sent. And it's going to be really important for the trainers to make sure that everyone, like, you better turn on those push notifications for the app, because this is your accountability. So that's going to be a huge thing. And that way, not only are they going to get a reminder if they forgot the next day, everyone's going to get a thing saying, your trim day is almost over. Don't forget to submit your nutrition. So they're going to get a text, and it's going to go to them. It's going to pop up on their phone. So that's going to be really
That's
exciting.
awesome. Yeah, that's great.
We're also putting, you know how every trainer has their own little Instagram essentially within the app, their moderator post. We're having that face be like a floating button on every page.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love that.
So that, like, you don't have to go to the daily post to see. So if your trainer, it's going to be like, it's going to have a little number on it, or like, you know, it's going to glow, and everyone's going to know as soon as they get in the app, okay, my trainer has something important to tell me. So
That's awesome.
Really excited about that. That's just going to help.
That's so exciting.
Get people to do more behaviors in the app. So I'm really excited about that. Amy, let me ask you this question. What did you try? What diets have you tried?
So I tried a couple of different programs, that are similar. And some were, you know, the low carb type thing. And that's why I said, like, I had no idea about cycling, and that, you know, I could just have 2 days of low carb, and then the flexibility to have things I actually like on other days. Yeah. Like, one of the things I like to have a glass of wine every night, you know, and I can plan everything I'm doing for the day and everything I'm eating that fits into my, you know, my meal plans, and I can still have my glass of wine.
Yep.
And then I even, I interviewed with a couple of coaches, for these programs that were like $4,000 or $5,000 for like 6-month programs.
Wow.
And I was like, this is ridiculous. There has got to be a better way.
Yeah. And, you know, something that we've talked about before too is, and this is what I'm experiencing. I'm 33 years old. My body does not react the same way it did 1 year ago or 2 years ago, especially after you have babies. And so you said carb cycling. I didn't know about carb cycling before I started Trim either. I didn't realize that we needed to be drinking at least 24 ounces of water within the first hour of waking. I didn't know I needed to drink water before coffee, right? That whole hashtag water before coffee thing. I love Val. I didn't know any of those. And as my body changes, and I think it's going to continue to change throughout my life, I need to have these little tools in my back pocket to try for try for a month. If it's not working, try something else or add something onto this. But you know, our bodies are changing. They're not the 18-year-old bodies that we used to have.
Yeah.
And
also, it's after babies too. I don't think people understand. Not only is your body different because of hormones, and there's 2 things I've learned after having 2 kids. Each recovery, totally different. DJ, it was so much easier for me. Second baby was a lot harder. I am still trying to lose it, but also one thing that people don't realize. So a lot of moms are on an antidepressant or anti-anxiety. So I'm on Zoloft, and it has made me hold on to it more.
Oh.
But I don't care because my mind is clear and I'm strong. So I'm like, I would rather hold a little bit of weight in my midsection and be mentally happy. And I'm so much stronger than I was after CJ. I'm so much stronger.
Yeah.
But people are like, why? It's not like just with hormones and medication, but that's not a bad thing. Like, I never want somebody, it's gone through my head. I'm like, well, maybe I should get off of it so I could get more ripped. I'm like, that's a terrible decision because it's not about how we look. If you focus on how you feel and what you can do, you will be happy with how you look, no matter what it is. And I feel confident now because after CJ, like, if I wasn't doing anything right now and I had like this little belly pooch still that I have a little bit, I would be very upset. But I'm like, you know what? I'm almost deadlifting 120 pounds. I'm focusing on what I can do. And then I appreciate how I look because of that.
Val, we should have a whole session on just Zoloft in general. We should have a whole session on Zoloft. But
Val,
go ahead, Amy.
I was just going to say, Val, something that you said to me a couple months ago when I was asking you about that, you know, after pregnancy pooch that we all have, you said, don't compare yourself to pre-pregnancy, compare yourself to where you're starting. And I think that was a huge kind of light bulb moment for me.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what people are like, I don't get your body back. Don't focus on that. You may get it back. I'm not going to say, like, people say you're never going to get it back. Yeah, you can. You can figure it out. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is don't compare yourself, because you are going to be disappointed. And it's not that you can't get there. It's that you are going to want it faster. And that's just the mental mind. Like, that's just like how we function. But yeah, progress is based on where you started, not from where you were before.
Progress, not perfection.
I love that.
Yep.
Totally.
So what, Amy, talk to me a little bit about like where you were before trim, mentally and physically, and where you are now after trim, actually after becoming a trainer. Like, how are you? Are you a different person? Are you the same person, just a little shifted?
You know, I would say the same person, right? But definitely, like, I have more energy. I'm sleeping better. That was a huge thing for me, was to kind of prioritize sleep and just trying to have the energy, because after 2 kids and working all day, I mean, it just, sometimes it can just be rough. And
every day,
so,
every day.
Yeah. So prioritizing my sleep was a huge thing for me. And then knowing which workouts to do each day was really helpful for me too, because I was trying to do so much cardio and I thought that was the way I needed to lose the weight. And obviously that's not true. And I'm actually a certified yoga instructor as well. And so I wasn't doing yoga because I was doing so much cardio. So now I do my yoga on my rest days, which is fabulous. So I think I'm happier as a person that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And when do you find time to move your body with twins that are under two under two?
So I get up every morning between 5 and 5:30. And that's when I do everything. So I get my workout in, I prep my breakfast, I prep the kids' breakfasts, I prep the kids' lunches, clean up the kitchen, kind of knock everything out. But that's very early.
That is
every day.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Your routine just then, just add meditation. I meditate for 10 minutes as well. Okay. But that is exactly my routine in the morning. And then take the kids to school, go to work.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, if you want to make time, if you want to actually do something, you'll make time for it.
How do you think this is going to impact you? Like, how you're in your, I shouldn't ask your age. You're young.
So I'm 39. I'll be 40 next year.
Wow, you're 39.
I would have never guessed.
I would have never guessed either.
With Amy's. What is it with Amy's?
I love you guys.
I thought I was gonna say like my age or younger.
Thank you.
And I'm 33.
I'm not gonna lie. What is it with Amy's? Because
they're young.
Amy has just turned 50, or I think maybe 51. And
no,
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
No. My mind is blown. Well, we'll beep it out. But this is what I'm saying is you look so young and you act so young, Amy. And you are young. You are so young. So this is my question to you, I think, was how do you think trim is going to impact you when you're in your 50s and 60s? Like, how do you think that what you're doing now is going to impact you long term?
Yeah. So I think it's all about sustainability, right? I don't have to go find different programs and, try this and try that. Like, I could just do this forever, right? It's just something that, and I don't even have to think about it anymore because, I've been doing it for so long that it just kind of becomes a habit. So I can just keep doing this, for the rest of my life. And like you said, tweaking it just a little bit here and there and just making it fit my lifestyle.
Yeah. Honestly, you being 39 is like motivating me to stay in trim for the rest of my life as well.
Well, I think yeah.
Go ahead now.
You can do it for the rest of your life, and especially where like when I created it, I was 20.
Early 20s?
In my late 20s. And so it has evolved. I'm like, as I have had kids, and so it's gonna keep evolving, and especially where we have more trainers, and we even have like Amy Hess, who is in her 50s, so she even we've added more menopause stuff in there. We've always added all this stuff, and so you can do it for life. But then also the boot camp is great, but the boot camp is the learning part. VIP is where I do change up my macros. I'm like, you know what? I need a little kick in the butt, so I'm going to change it to cutting for 2 weeks. So you can change up your macros in VIP. You can even change up your schedule, and that's where it always can keep evolving because you can always change it. And then your trainer, hey, I want to do something else. They'll give you something to do. They'll give you guidance on. It's crazy. Even if the smallest thing, you know what? Every night I'm gonna have you start flossing your teeth. Has nothing to do with fitness, right? But it's all about overall health. And if you are given certain guidance points just to focus on one other thing, like I'm so excited. I'm going to do the Trim Light with Morgan that starts November 1st.
Oh, nice.
Because I want to get better at like, I work out and stuff, but you know what I don't do? I don't floss. I just like air my dirty laundry on this pod.
I don't
love
love
it.
either. I should. My
So
kids probably
you're
brush their
saying
teeth
no,
more
and
than
I'm
I
like,
do.
wait a minute, this is going out to the public, but it's fine. But yeah, just like little stuff like that. And now the Trim Light isn't for clients, like it's for people who have never done trim before.
Yeah.
But our trainers you all can implement that. Like, hey, we're gonna do something that's focused on health, but it's not fitness related. That's gonna be, something like that.
So Val, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because one of the things that I want to implement in my VIP group is kind of like time management. Just because I'm dealing with that so much, and like, how do you juggle, and tips and tricks to kind of make your life easier, and how to fit these things in.
Yep. No,
that's so important. And listen, I know in my corporate world, all of the time we talk about, we had a team that we just built, and it's all females and it's all moms. And I'm like, this is the best team, because moms know how to time manage, because we have no other option. You cannot be a mom and not know how to time manage, because you have so many calendars. You're time managing for so many individuals now in your life, especially as a working mom, that you have to know how to time manage, and you have to know how to do it well.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
if not, you got to learn it.
Yeah.
It's got to just built into us. It's ingrained in mom.
When you become a mom, it just happens.
It just happens, right?
Because you just have to get it done.
It doesn't mean that you're gonna have like these like, oh, I'm gonna be a mom, I'm gonna be so scheduled. No, you're gonna be stressed, you're gonna be disorganized and everything. But the important stuff that you put down as what is important to you, you will get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes everything else easier. Just like you're saying, Amy, you like, whenever you prioritize time, whenever you learn how to time manage, you prioritize your health and wellness, and everything else, you become happier and healthier, and everything else becomes easier, right?
Yeah.
Like I became a better mom when I started prioritizing my health and wellness, mental and physical.
Yeah. And
Totally.
I like when they're like, well, like I literally have no time. I have this practice for this kid, this and this, and all this stuff. And I'm like, she's like, at the end of the day, I'm spent. I'm like, okay, well, so that stuff's not going to change. Let me tell you that. That's not going to change. But what if after all of that, you are happier at the end of the day? You're going to go to bed less stressed. You're not as spent because you have more energy to do all of that. And I mean, it's just, I blame the 90s weight loss media for why we still struggle with that. And I tell people, it's not just that we grew up in that era. Our minds were developing during that. Like, it's not just like, oh, we were told that. No, like my brain developed as a young child in the 90s that calories make you fat. That fat was bad. That exercise was so you could eat more. Literally, that is, and I still have to teach myself, even though I know it and I'm a trainer.
Right.
I have to remind myself, because it's literally what we were ingrained in. It's how we were raised. And I think that's why it's like, when I literally see Gen Zs, like not going out and drinking alcohol in college, I'm like, I don't even know where I would be if I like did healthy in college. Like, I'm surprised I survived. Like that's the real thing. And they're like, they aren't, and that's my only issue with Gen Z trainers, is they are like, you can do this, you should be doing this. And I'm like, they don't understand. And not that they should, like, they just don't. It's not that bad.
It's a different generation.
They just don't understand where our minds are, because they've never had to struggle with it. They've never had to deal with that.
They weren't conditioned in that way.
Exactly. It's not, they grew up with, you have matcha at a party. And
that is so cool. Like, how cool is that? Should we have a matcha party?
They're so much healthier than we were.
I want a matcha party.
Great. Like, they're like going to change the generation. It's wonderful for that. But they don't, it's so much different when you come to millennials or older, that a donut you threw off your day and it's bad.
Yeah. Yes.
No, a donut Donuts don't make you fat. 10 donuts will have you gain weight.
True.
That's-
Yeah. And that's what I was saying about flexibility too. Like I'm going to have my glass of wine at night, you know,
Yeah.
but it's going to fit into my lifestyle. It's going to fit into the plan. You know, I've already put in everything that, you know, I'm going to be eating for the day, and I can have that glass of wine.
Yeah. So how do you incorporate, that's a great example of like how you incorporate trim into your life, but how do you incorporate other trim characteristics into your life? Like, how does it become just not like your life and trim, but it's intermingled?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's part of my schedule now. It's part of like my morning routine. So like the first thing I do when I get up is I put in everything that I'm going to eat for the day. And then I check my client's nutrition, and then I put the phones away and I do whatever workout is in the app. I like the PDF workouts. And so I do whatever's on there. You know, it's just part of my routine.
Yeah. So my thing is my health and wellness goal every day. I make sure that I get 10,000 steps in. And so, you know, before I started trim, that was like, okay, I have to set aside an hour to walk for, you know, not an hour, 20 minutes to get my 10,000 steps in. But now I'm more like, okay, I need a mental break from work. I'm going to go take a snack walk outside, right? Like, or after work and after I get the kids home, I'm going to take a walk outside. And that helps me get my 10,000 steps in. So now it's like more incorporated into my everyday lifestyle rather than like setting aside an hour to like do it all. It's not, I don't have to do it all in an hour. It's throughout my day. It's all day.
You know, with you saying that, even sometimes when I'm doing my lifting workouts at home, I will do them over a 2-hour period. Actually, I'll do it just do I'll do 4 sets of a superset that we have, and then I'll take care of the kids, and then I'll go back to do the other set. Like, it's not all or nothing. And not that I'm going to do that every time, because sometimes it's a lot easier for me to just knock it out in 30 minutes and be done. But sometimes it goes over 2 hours because like the boys are fighting or something's going on, you know, like all hell, like there's like 10 diapers. And a lot of people will just be like, oh, well, I can't work out now. Now, if you're having to go to work in the morning, that's totally different, because you're like, your time is your time. But for me, like in the evening and stuff, like John, he will literally go in that back room and do his workout, and between sets, he comes out and finishes cooking dinner.
That's so sweet.
He cooks everything. He doesn't want me to cook. Let me just be clear about that. It's not that I make him stuff. We were making a list for Halloween party, and I'm like, okay, chips. He goes, just stop.
I got it.
Do the decorations, get the alcohol. I got it. I was like, well, what if we did like? He's like, just stop. Because if I'm like grilled cheese, I don't know.
So Amy, do you work out with your twins around you, or is that like not a thing? Like,
no, it's complete madness at my house. So that's why I do it before they get up. So they get up at 7 and I'm up by 5:30 to just knock it out. My son's been getting up early lately, and he's so cute. He'll come sit on the couch and watch his show, and then I will work out and he'll watch me, and he'll sit there and I go, mama. It's so cute. But I mean, he lets me get my workout in, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. CJ knows to let me get mine in. And so now that John's doing trim for men, he's like, you strong like mommy?
Oh my gosh. That should be like a quote, like a t-shirt on a quote. You strong like my mommy?
I think it's also important for the kids to see that we're prioritizing our health as well.
Yeah. And we're not doing it to get skinny or to, it's so we can live longer for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can like pick up the kids and play with them, do whatever I need to do.
I also think that Lily knows that I'm going to be in a better mood in the morning. Like if she comes down, she's my 3-year-old. If she comes down and sees me working out, we've gotten into the groove that she knows to chill until I get my workout done. So I'm going to be mom is going to be in a better mood. Just let her get the workout in.
You can start knowing to ask you for things after your workouts.
Yeah, exactly. She's got that dopamine high. Like, now can I have some gummies?
That's cute.
Well, Amy, it's so nice meeting you. Thank you so much for being on this podcast.
This was so fun. Thank you both so much.
What's your, Amy, do you have an Instagram handle?
I do. It's Amy Uraine Wellness.
Awesome.
And spell your last name so they can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Amy, AMY, Uraine wellness.
Awesome.
And then you all, if you're interested in being with Amy, you can go to her website, trimbootcamp.com/Amy. Is it dash what your last name? Uraine Wellness?
It's dash Uraine. Yes. Yes.
Amy
Yeah.
dash her last name, wellness. So no wellness on the website. So
No
sorry.
wellness.
Yeah,
We'll put it in
just-
the comments. We'll put it in the comments
Okay.
of the podcast.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome. Bye, Amy. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, ladies. Thank you so much. So nice to chat with you.
You too.